Once you have everything laid out on your timeline, you can move things around. So we have isolated the sound bites that we want to use, but now we can decide this one from over here actually works better at the beginning. This one that they said at the beginning, I'm going to save until the end, right? And then sometimes maybe I want to put the beginning and end of something together and create a crossfade by overlapping them just a little bit. So let me show you what that looks like. Over here, we have our quotes. I can literally click on them and just move them around to create the kind of order that I want. So once this one ends,
12. Personally, I feel like it set me back, but I talked to my advisor and I guess it didn't.
so it's just going to play from one to the other, right? And I want to make sure I have gaps for the hosted sections. So the goal is to kind of isolate only the sound files that we want, then to put them in the order that we want, and then to start creating a script that we're going to record to host it. I'm gonna listen.
I think so. There's not really a lot of people
So
competing
something like this, I'm gonna hover and kind of pull out my right?
for media classes, so I think it's a little bit easier, but like gen ed classes, it's a little bit harder to get the ones that I need.
And as you start editing, you might realize that there's kind of a tail on what somebody says.
I talked to my advisor and I guess it didn't me back, but I talked to my advisor and I guess it didn't.
Perfect. So that one's pretty good. Okay. And then sometimes you might want to put two sound files together. So maybe I want this to bleed into this. So if I put these two right next to each other, it'll sound like this.
Wasn't my desired one, but this semester was the best it's ever been.
So I don't know if I want that, but
My desired one, but this semester was the best desired one.
maybe that sounds pretty normal. You could either edit out the but. And then here, I'm going to kind of overlap them just a little bit to create a crossfade.
Wasn't my desired one. This semester was the best it's ever been.
Maybe you Command Z undoes, but maybe I decide that I actually just want to overlap the quiet at each edit.
Desired one, but this semester was the best it's ever been.
Maybe that sounds pretty natural.
Semester was the best it's ever been.
And then I'm going to cut it before this little pop of audio, and then isolate that out. So sometimes we're going to start to blend them by creating those little crossfades on either side of the audio. So I'm going to go ahead and press File Save. The goal is to have this laid out and to start. I want you, by class on Friday, I want you to have kind of written out your script that you will read to pull together these audio quotes. And I want your whole radio story to be less than 2 minutes long. So you'll lay out your quotes and then practice reading your script to make sure that the time frame is effective and efficient enough to go between them. All right. Thank you so much.